Hi everyone, Shannon here. It's been a while since I've made a video, but here we are. So a lot's happened since my last video. I think the last thing I reported was that I was positive for throat cancer. I had found out it was, I was initially told it was stage 3, and then I found out a couple weeks after that it was stage 4. So, not really fantastic news, but could be worse. It's not metastasized throughout my body, just my neck. So, anyway, back in March, my doctor did a throat surgery and removed several biopsies of tissue from the back of my throat, base of my tongue, and came up with a determination of where the primary tumor location is, which is on my lingual tonsil, also known as back base of tongue. So when the cancer spreads, or when the cancer develops in that area, typically it spreads into the lymph nodes pretty quickly. Squamous cell carcinoma is a very aggressive cancer, and I'm going to have to be very strong and tough and determined to beat this. So with that being said, after the March surgery, I took a couple weeks to recover, and then in April, I had a right neck dissection. If you can see this, all the way from here down into my neck. 15 staples were taken out about 2 weeks ago. I'm 3 weeks post-op now, but unfortunately, this isn't where it ends for me. So the next step is to go into surgery next Thursday, and the doctor plans to cut open the right side, or the left side here, remove a couple lymph nodes that are enlarging on a CT scan, and then he's going to open up this right side again so that he can cut the vein to my tongue. And then when all that's complete and he sews up both sides, he's going to go into my throat and remove the lingual tonsil and part of the muscle under my tongue. And I will have a feeding tube placed for 2 to 6 weeks, maybe more. It just depends on how quickly I'm able to teach myself how to swallow again. So, yeah, the feeding tube was going to replace, obviously, soft and hard foods. I'm not going to be able to swallow or talk or even hum for quite a while, but that's where we are with what's got to be done. I do have a second option of treatment, and that is 8 to 9 weeks of hardcore chemotherapy as well as radiation. So the chemotherapy would be done with like a platinum-based chemotherapy, which is pretty strong from what I'm reading, and a lot of very undesirable side effects that in my support group people have mentioned have lasted long term. So I'm not really a fan of that. I'm also very much in fear of chemotherapy, as I feel it's what killed my mom faster than she should have died. So my mom did pass from stage 4 lung cancer that metastasized to her brain and breasts and bladder and just pretty much everywhere. So I lost her in August of 2016, and tomorrow is Mother's Day. So you can imagine how emotionally difficult this time is for me. We're also currently under a lockdown order for a pandemic that is underway across the world right now. a coronavirus strand, COVID-19, broke out in China, and boom, now it's everywhere. So some people have died, and people have gotten sick, and now we're all wearing masks and gloves out in the public. My husband saw somebody wearing a legit birthday hat the other day, which was pretty funny. This journey's been extra difficult because of all this pandemic stuff going on, because I'm unable to really see anybody. A lot of the people that we live in Colorado, so we don't have family here, so we really rely on our close friends to kind of help us out, or not really necessarily replace, but fulfill that gap that's between family and familiarity. But a lot of the people are on quarantine, so it's just a hot mess, and it's been very, very much emotional whiplash here. My kids are also home with me, which I have to try and entertain them right now, and it's been hard because my neck's been cut open, and they're getting restless, and now they're seeing me in the condition that I'm in, and it's really affecting the 5-year-old. My 5-year-old Harper, she's my oldest, and it's been rough for her. She's had a couple outbursts of anger. She's had some outbursts of sadness. And then my 3-year-old just keeps calling them monster cells. We ended up watching a video together, and it explained what cancer was in the body. And it was a video that was appropriate for small children, when it explains when a loved one or a parent has cancer. So we watched that together, and it was helpful, but I fear my kids are kind of too young to really understand gray areas. Their world is pretty much black and white, and the 5-year-old is starting to really recognize her surroundings and absorb what's going on. And I know this has been difficult for her, and she's like me in the sense where she wants to act tough, but there's times where it's just overwhelming and you let it out. So my dad was here for quite some time, for almost 2 months, and that was really helpful. I appreciate all he did. He helped me with my girls. He helped me with putting medicine on my neck and getting me my pills and getting me food and driving me places, and really just being there to listen to me. So that was really helpful, and I appreciate everything he did. We have my father-in-law's coming up tomorrow as well. He flies into Denver, and my husband will pick him up. And with this next procedure I'm getting, I'll be inpatient ICU for 5 to 7 days. And right now, they aren't allowing any visitors or anyone to be in the room with me. So right after I go back for surgery, my husband can sit in the waiting room till I'm finished, and then after I go to recovery, he has to leave. He can't even check on me. And it's unfortunate because it's very scary surgery, and I feel like I'm going to be all alone. And it's a lot of aloneness at home, and it's a lot of aloneness that's going to take place in the hospital. And I'm really working on mentally prepping myself for that. It's been pretty difficult, but I mean, what's easy about cancer? So I've got down a bunch of excuse me, it's really hard to talk for a while. I got myself a pretty good playlist that I've asked for suggestions on Facebook, and what I typically listen to. It's, a nice playlist to keep me motivated while I'm, in the hospital. I asked the social media world for suggestions on shows for Netflix, as well as Hulu, which we have access to both. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how the room will be at the hospital, so I don't want to take the chance of, trying to have to look up at a TV, and it's hard to even move now. Like, yeah, that's my range of motion. And then my right arm, that's as high as we're getting here. I can lift it, but it really is a struggle. So it's kind of complicated things, as in like driving and picking up my kids, because they're almost, one of them's 40 pounds, the other one's almost 40 pounds. It's hard to plug things into the wall because I don't have a lot of strength in my hand. I'm trying to work on physical therapy, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little discouraged at the moment with being cut open again. So I'm it's like a mind twist, You really just try to digest it as much as you can, but you still feel like you're choking. You're choking on the disbelief that this is your reality, and it literally takes my breath away at times. I've got a lot of other stressors going on right now. Like I said, with my girls, I'm really worried about their mental health and well-being. Their physical needs are being met. We got family coming in and helping. My husband's home to help when he's not at work. So, I'm glad my dad was here. Now my father-in-law's coming in, and I'm glad I'll be here for my husband, because this has been rough on him too. He's had to listen to me cry, listen to me be negative, listen to my mood swings, help me with bathing, help me get dressed, help me do my hair, brush my hair, doing all laundry, clean the whole house. He's done it all, taking care of the girls, paying the bills, working overtime. Like, this has really, really impacted my life and my family's life on a very deep level. But nonetheless, we keep going. We take it a day at a time, and that's really all we can do. Not really excited about this next procedure, but like I said, I really don't want to do chemo. And the radiation also has its side effects. I don't remember if I mentioned that early in the video, but second to third degree burns outside my neck, loss of ability to swallow, loss of ability to taste things, neck swelling, face swelling, which I already have, because I can't feel much of this right here. But yeah, radiation on top of that would not really be fun. Yeah, so we'll see where it goes. I gotta talk to my two doctors, about some questions I have regarding the procedure, just to get some clarification, and then I will try to make a video before I go in on the 14th of May. It's May 8th now, so we'll see. And send those good vibes, send the prayers. My family would really appreciate it. And let's kick cancer's ass.